Hey guys, welcome to Apex Reviews. Today I'm excited to bring you a drive time review of the 2019 Dodge Durango RT. Now the RT is equipped with the 5.7 liter V8 Hemi, and it puts out 360 horsepower and 390 foot-pounds of torque. So obviously that puts this Durango down the road just fine, but I'll let you guys hear some of the acoustics within the cabin, some NVH levels, and I'll try to be generally kind of quiet, but obviously I have to give you some feedback as I go, just so you can kind of give you some what I'm feeling, as a driver. Do I have body roll? Do I have nosedive? What am I feeling as I go down the road in this Durango? And one thing I did find pretty interesting here is the hood does have functional heat extractors, and looking outside into the holes, you can see they're obviously functional. You can feel it with the heat coming out. But as I sit here, I can actually see the slight fog that you see when the heat's coming out, coming right out of these heat extractors. I'm sure the GoPro's not picking it up, but just something rather interesting to see as a driver sitting here. So at a stoplight, you're going to see that heat coming right out of your engine bay. Pretty cool, in all honesty. Looking at the interior just real quick as we sit here, one of the things I do like is you do have a kind of a tungsten vent color here. It's not chrome, nor is it black, so it's a really cool color. It goes right around the infotainment system, and it just really looks nice. I really like the way it looks. Good steering wheel, nice 10 and 2 grips. You'll see I get a nice place to put my thumbs as I sit here. You do have paddle shifters, and left for down, right for up, and then you hold to go back to drive. So overall, nice place to be. The RT does get a sport tuned suspension as well as rear load leveling shocks for when you're towing. The all-wheel drive model here tows 7,200 pounds, and the rear-wheel drive tows 74. If you need even more towing capacity, you really like the Durango, like the horsepower, go ahead and jump in the RT. You'll get 8,400 pounds of towing capacity. All right, let's proceed. I'm going to slowly take off here, just so you guys get some idea of the exhaust note. So as you can see, you get a little bit of noise there from the exhaust. The RT does definitely give you more of that tone versus if you were like in the Citadel with the 5.7. It is more definitely tuned towards that sound that the RT buyer is looking for. And it just is awesome to sound like that in a third row SUV. So now that was not even, I was not flooring the vehicle there. I'm not going to. It's got low miles on it here. It's new, but just moderate acceleration. Maybe 1/3 throttle there. It just goes down the road just fine. And really, this is more than anyone's really gonna need in day-to-day driving. The Pentastar would do just fine, but if you're the buyer that really demands that power and the sound, really just get the Hemi. I think even in resale value, it's gonna prove its worth down the road. You do get decent mileage in this. I'll post the fuel economy figures below, but overall, it does fine. You do get displacement on demand, and then it kicks down to 4 cylinders under light loads. And obviously right now that engine's not really working to move this Durango down the road at 55 miles per hour. Now, one thing to note is the vehicle is in eco mode at the moment. So if I were to turn that off, it's going to shift, a little bit later, maybe a little more abruptly, and just not try to get to the, 8th gear, the second overdrive gear with the ZF transmission quite as quickly. And then sport mode, you can see it actually just shifted down 1 gear there. So it's preparing for you to drive in a more spirited manner. I'd probably leave that off. It is nice to see they kick off eco mode when they go to sport mode. So nice to see, kick that off and shift it down into higher gear. So moving along here, 58 miles an hour. You can see the vehicle's engine's turning at about 1400 RPM. So real low, easy. You don't hear the engine at this point going on the road. It's still very quiet. I'm going to turn around here. You can hear the blinker and exactly how loud that is. I'd like it to be just a little bit quieter, but you know, it's not as bad as others that I've heard. Just a little quieter would be okay. But it does sound really, really nice. You know, it's a nice sounding V8, nice acoustics, nice exhaust note. As a person inside the car right now, it's quiet. It's nothing overbearing. It's a nice place to be. There was a bump there in the road. See, just well controlled through the corners. I'll go through some corners up here in just a bit. I'll let you guys see exactly how it does through the corners and really the body roll. And I went through the same corners earlier, and there really isn't a ton of body roll. This is a big SUV, and it just isn't there, you know. And I'm sure the SXT, the GT, and perhaps the Citadel would have some body roll there, but the RT does give you that sport tuned suspension, and I think its characteristics really come through there. Now, it is a bit of a firmer ride as opposed to the others, and it does come to that tuning in the suspension, but it's not harsh. It's just planted. You know, if anyone's ever ridden, obviously we've all ridden in pickup trucks, they got a nice good solid feel due to that frame underneath. And while this is not a vehicle, you know, it's a unibody vehicle, it doesn't have a true frame underneath the vehicle, it almost kind of gives you that perception of rigidity just because of how solid the suspension is. So you can hear how some of those expansion joints are coming through the cabin. It's not loud, but present. As far as wind noise here, 55-60, you get a very, very small amount in this corner. Very small. I'm being nitpicky here. And that's all I hear. I've got pretty good hearing, and that's pretty much what's coming through. As far as road noise, it's pretty minimal, nothing too overbearing. Now, your typical buyer for this Durango is probably a parent. You know, you've got kids if you need that third row, and you know, they just want that horsepower from their youth. I'm not saying they're older already, but you know, probably 25 to 45 years old if they want this look. You know, in this case, it's kind of a Stormtrooper look. It's white with the black top package, but you get the horsepower, you get the looks, and just everything in between, and it sounds fine. So I do have a minivan up here, so I can't really, you know, and I'm not going to go too fast through these corners. But even as I'm coming through here, I don't really have body roll to any huge extent, even if I were to kind of, you know, move in there. It's definitely well controlled without any issues. So I do like the way they've set up the suspension here. It is very fitting. But as I was saying, with the target demographic for this vehicle and who the market is, I think it is that parent who wants the sound, wants to kind of compromise with the other half, maybe if they're not into the automotive, you know, scene necessarily. And they just want a good looking SUV that a middle class salary, you know, person can provide. You know, yeah, you can get some V8 vehicles to the German equivalents, but you know, those are $95,000 to $100,000, and this comes in, you know, right at high 40s, low 50s, and it's something that someone in that, you know, bracket can afford and take out to wherever they want to go and not be ashamed of their vehicle and be proud of it, you know. And I think FCA has done a great job really getting that market and making sure they're satisfied. All right, I'm gonna do one more acceleration run. Now this one's not, again, I'm not gonna do a full throttle, but I'll probably give you just about half throttle here, just to give you an idea. If the vehicle was fully broken in, I'd feel a little better about it, but again, new vehicle, don't wanna drive it too hard. So you can see, got up to speed just fine. and it really sounds nice. I know I've said that, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but when you guys get out there to your dealership and you're driving this Durango, you're really gonna like how that factory exhaust sounds. You know, if you've heard a Scat Packet startup, an SRT, Demon, Hellcat, whatever it may be, you know FCA's got their exhaust game down, and I think they're doing a great job knowing exactly what the market wants on these exhausts and making sure they're tuned exactly for that. Alright guys, if you have any questions on this Durango, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And as always, you know, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in the vehicles. I'm always happy to answer questions. Got new pictures or new videos coming out quite often, and I'm always happy to help. Alright guys, take care, make it a great day, and if you are interested in the video review of this full Durango, please check the description box below and you will see the link to that. It's a full walk around video of this 19 Durango. Alright guys, take care and make it a great day.